Okay, I will make another story now. Now it's good. Some audio coming. So guys, we are live now on YouTube. Let's go. Let's see if now it works. Is the sound good, guys? Let me know. Are you hearing me correctly, guys? Let me pause this really quick. We're gonna start live on YouTube. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sound is perfect. Great, guys. If you want, keep. You can put your questions in the chat. I will try to reach as many of you as I can. Okay, but basically, I want to start saying, telling a little bit my story. When I started in a little city in the north of Spain, in Santander, with actually not at all musical life. There is no orchestra, no bachelor, conservatory. So all the cultural life there was actually quite limited, and still at this point there is no orchestra, no bachelor conservatory. So it's a bit the same. And basically, I had to leave. I had to leave my country. I had to leave Spain because the opportunities that were there available, and for some Spanish people that probably are listening to this, they probably can know what I'm talking about. So I went out of Spain and I pursued my dream to study with the best trombone player I knew, my favorite trombone player, Jürgen van Rijn. That was since I was a kid, like a really big dream that I had for many years. And I remember telling to my colleagues in the conservatory there in Santander that I wanted to study in Amsterdam with Jorgen. Some of them really lied to laugh at me when I was saying that. So they were telling me, man, it's super difficult. There is one that told me, and I'm never gonna forget. He told me, man, you know that there is gonna be great players from Netherlands, the best players from Germany, the best players from France, the best players from Belgium. They are gonna apply to that conservatory in Amsterdam, and that's only, guys. There is the people is gonna talk a lot when you try to reach and achieve your goals in life. There's gonna be a lot of noise. It's gonna be so many people really thinking that for themselves it's not possible to achieve something big. But this situation and these people, you cannot listen to these people, because if you listen to these people, at the end of the day, the fear is going to be on you also. So in the moment that you want to achieve big goals, study with your trombone hero, play with the best orchestras, and really don't settle for little, not settling for little, and just going as high as you want, and making your dreams come true. There's going to be a lot of people talking, of course. So I remember exactly this person. He told me this, and for a while I was thinking about that. Maybe it's too crazy. Maybe I'm getting crazy, wanting something that is probably not achievable. But I said no. I'm gonna go 100% for it. I don't care what it goes out of the situation. I have nothing to lose. I will prepare myself as much as I can, so then I can achieve this dream, because for me it was a dream come true, honestly. Starting with the teacher, with the player that I was for many years before listening, and the musicality he has, of course, for some of you that knows him, is just amazing, So I prepared really good. I went 100% for it, And suddenly, the day of the audition came. I practiced for 1 year, every day. In the conservatory in Santander, I was especially in the mornings practicing my own thing, and then in the afternoons taking the theoretical lessons. So I was literally the whole day in the conservatory from 8 9 a.m. in the morning that was open until 7 8 9 p.m. that was finishing with all the orchestra classes, all the theoretical classes, and so on. So I was really, really focused and wanting really to win this audition. But still, in my mind, because I was listening to these people with limiting beliefs, with fears and everything, I, in the back of my head, there was always the idea of that's probably not possible because I was surrounded by these people, you know. But I went 100%, and I was really, really grateful to become a student. And literally a few months later, in September of 2018, I went directly to study there. For me, that was a dream come true. But it wasn't as easy as I thought when I arrived to Amsterdam. I was never outside of my house. I was not used to be alone for a long while. I come from a big family. We are quite a lot of brothers. I have siblings in my house, and I was never alone. I arrived home. I always had someone to talk to, someone to see, and I was never alone. Then going to Amsterdam was completely the other story. Like it was crazy to be there alone by myself. I didn't know how to. Guys, I'm not afraid to say this because some of you probably experienced the same situation. But I didn't know how to boil an egg. I didn't know how to do laundry. I remember the first time I was doing laundry with 17, 18 years old there, in Amsterdam, in the place that I was living. That was completely a new experience for me, in many ways, and really enriching. 4 or 5 years studying with your favorite trombonist. I mean, it's just incredible, no? So this was basically the first part. And I remember when I was in Amsterdam studying the bachelor. I really, after 5 years in Amsterdam, I really wanted to go out, discover other places. Germany for me was a really nice option to have in mind, but I didn't speak German, and I applied for the Hanseisler. I sent a video recording, but they didn't take me that time. So that was a bit of a really a bit of a hammer in my head, So after that situation, I continued practicing non-stop. I did many auditions and many final rounds that were either they were not taking anyone or were taking the other person that was in the final with me. So I had, I think, 3 or 4 auditions exactly with this same situation. So my mood and my happiness, let's say, was going a bit down because of this, but I didn't settle for small. I saw the opportunity of the Karajan Academy. I'm talking 2022. The first audition was in June 2022. Final round, they left it empty, abgebrochen, like they say in Germany. They didn't take anyone. And then later, they opened the position again in September. So I had July, June, July, August, in order to prepare as much as I could. So instead of going home, I think I went to Spain only 1 week, but really, really fast trip to see some family, to eat some nice food, enjoy a bit the weather of the summer there, and then that's it. My plan for the whole summer, for these 2 months and a half of summer, it was literally in Amsterdam, in my room. I think my brother was also with me there, And we were non-stop. We woke up 7 a.m. We did a bit of workout, or we went to the gym or play some tennis or whatever. And then from 8, 9, straight to work, straight playing all the orchestral excerpts, straight playing all the solo pieces, David Concertino in this case. So that was a summer that many people didn't sacrifice that summer for before the audition. So, and I was not the best musician in the audition. I think I was never the best musician in any of the auditions that I took in my life. Never. And why I'm telling you this, guys, because not always the best musicians wins the audition. No, not always the people with the best sound, with the best musicality, with the best articulation, with the best. It's not always like that. The person I experience myself that wins most of the times the auditions is the person that had repeated this audition here for many times. And this probably can sound a bit crazy for some of you, but it's all in your mind. Is how you approach all of this is the actual difference from someone that gets the second place in an auditions, and the one that wins the audition is this one. This is the only difference. I'm telling you this because when I was applying for the Karen Academy the second time, I spent the whole summer, like, guys, you have no idea how many hours I was there in the room since 8, 9 a.m. until 8, 9 p.m. every day, from Monday to Monday, you know? And I remember checking also some Instagram stories while I was taking breaks from practicing, and I saw some people that was in the previous auditions with me. I saw them holidays in Rome, partying in doing some summer parties there with their friends, and I was in the room completely focused and going to grind everything, So I think that was the difference. That was the difference. I was already extremely prepared in summer, and the rest of the candidates took really their time in order to prepare it. Let's have a summer, let's have a break, and then that was the only difference, basically. That was, if I have to be honest with you, even some of the guys that I was in the final with, they have a better sound, they have better musicality, but the only thing that they didn't have, that was that summer sacrificed in order to achieve this goal. So this might be a bit crazy to hear for some of you, but this is actually how I got my spot to study the bachelor in the Conservatory of Amsterdam with Jürgen van Rijn. This is how I achieved my spot in the Karajan Academy of the Berlin Philharmonic. This is how I achieved my spot here as principal trombonist of the Helsinki Philharmonic, and only God knows where is the next place. Because when you have all of this in mind, it's the mindset, the work ethic that you need in order to achieve all of these big things, basically. So it's basically it. It was almost a 14-minute reply, but which trombone studies are your favorite? I mean, of course, there are many trombone studies that you can do, but I would say start to get some ideas, get exercises from people that you like, from trombone players that you like. But the most important, more than the actual studies, more than the actual etudes, is that you perform them every day with a clear idea of your sound, ideal sound. What do I mean by ideal sound? Your ideal sound is basically the sound that you have here in your head, that sound more pure and more beautiful for you. If I put you the example of my ideal sound is basically Jürgen van Rijn, the principal trombone of of the Concertgebouw Orchestra and international soloist. And every time I grab the horn, guys, every time I grab this horn, I try to sound as close from him, as close to him, as close to the way he phrases, as close to the tone, the color of the sound that he has. I listen to many hours, probably weeks of recordings of Jorgen, the raw parts, the Grondal, all of these things, So I was able to build a strong concept of sound from him by repetition, listening so many hours, so many hours, so many hours. I think the raw parts, probably you guys know this piece, Guy Ropart's piece in E flat for trombone and piano. The version of Jorgen is just insane. It's just amazing, and I really, really, really like it. So this is how I did it, basically. Concept of sound first, and then spending many hours in the practice room in order to get closer to your ideal sound every day. And it's a process. It's not it's not overnight. This is not an sprint. This is a marathon that you have to be every day grinding, every day pushing your limits in order to grow better. So that's basically it. And I'm not the only person that has this concept of sound or copying, let's say, the concept of sound of someone. Because at the end of the day, doesn't matter how much I copy the sound of Jorgen. I have a different background than him. I'm Spanish, he's Dutch. We grow up in different periods of life. Everything is different. So doesn't matter how much you try to copy or imitate someone. At the end of the day, it's not gonna be the same, because all of this background, all of the persons, the human beings are completely different. So that's why. And this is something Bar Van Lier told me he was doing that. This is something even Joe Alessi told me he was doing that. Esteban Batayan, when I was in Taiwan with him for 2 weeks in this project, Taipei Music Festival and Academy. Amazing project. 2 weeks there in Taipei, playing concerts. Fabio Lisi was conducting, really great. Playing with Joe Alessi close to me. I mean, that was one of my dreams coming true last summer. So he even told me that he grew in a little city in Galicia. And every time he was going to the CD shop, right now it's super easy. You take YouTube, you take Spotify, and you can listen to every version from every year, from every conductor, and it's from every orchestra. It's really easy. But before, he had to go to the CD shop in order to see how the symphonies, how the everything, all the pieces were sounding, because of course this still was not a thing when he was younger. And he told me he spent so many hours every day with the big radio thing where you put the CDs and the headphones, listening to the pieces with the score. So he was not listening and then thinking out something else. No, he was really analyzing what the trumpet player was doing. And funny enough, because he he's in the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, right? He has a sound that is really, really similar, in my opinion, with Adolf Herseth. But that's not by accident. That's not by mistake. He was listening for so many hours the recordings of Chicago Symphony. He told me in the CD shop in his town there in Galicia, they only had recordings of Chicago Symphony. Bruckner, Mahler's, only Chicago Symphony was in that shop. They didn't have any other orchestra available. So that's why he listened for many hours to this sound. He was able to develop a strong concept of sound. And then it was a matter of time. It was a matter of time. He put so much effort, so many hours of practicing, that perseverance, more than anything. and it was a matter of time that he made his dream come true of becoming the new principal trumpet of the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. You know, it was for years listening to his trumpet hero every day. You know, let me see some more questions. And thank you for sharing your previous experience and knowledge with us. I would like to know, how would you describe the connection between the music, your mind, and the instrument? I mean, that's a bit of a broad concept, music, mind, and instrument. But I think everything is completely related, guys. Everything is everything makes sense. I know some really, really, really great players with a amazing technique, amazing music, amazing musicality. They don't win auditions because of this. Because in the mind they're still not ready. They go to an audition, they go to on stage to perform, they literally shit their pants off because there is something wrong here, you know. So everything is connected. If you would like to be a complete musician, you will need to have all of these things, not only with the instrument, because at the end of the day you are the instrument. You are the this is only, guys, the amplifier of what you are. If you feel, that's why in my coaching 101, which I already have students from all over the world, that's why I take a lot of care about the body, waking up early, having discipline, having great habits, not drinking alcohol, not smoking, not doing all of these things that can affect you here. Because at the end of the day, these substances, alcohol, cigarettes, even hard drugs, I'm not afraid to say that I was doing many of these things not so long ago. No, not really long ago. I stopped using drugs 2 years ago, and I stopped drinking alcohol and smoking. Smoking was 2 years ago, and drinking alcohol was 1 year ago already. You know, and that all of this was affecting so much my performance. And even though I was able to reach a great academy, but it's really, it doesn't help you at all. Doesn't help you at all. The only thing that it does to, in my case, in my opinion, the only thing that it did to me was more overthinking, more analyzing while I was playing, more uh, more thinking about other stuff than the actual music, and being focused on making a good sound, good music, and everything. So in my opinion, everything is important. And at the end of the day, if you feel good, your instrument is going to sound good. This is a basic rule. If you feel bad from being hungover from the day before, waking up late, and not doing exercise, you already feel here quite bad. So then your performance in the instrument is not gonna sound, it's gonna sound bad, basically. And it happened to me. I don't know if it happened to you guys, but it happened to me for so many years. I was in this negative circle of that I had to really drink alcohol in order to feel good. You know, that's not. We normalized it now in this society, but this is something that is not normal. I was a slave of that substance, guys. You have no idea. I couldn't. There was a period in my life that I couldn't even go to sleep if I was not drunk, basically. And I'm not afraid to say it, because probably there are some people, now we are 18 people in the life. There are some people that probably feels the same way. I'm 100% sure, because I was feeling like that for years, but I didn't know I had a problem until I solved it. That now I feel much better in every way, guys. I'm sure if you see my stories on Instagram, I literally post what I do in my day. I'm not posting anything that I don't do, you know? So this is my life right now. I wake up early, I have a strict routine of doing exercise, I eat healthy food, I practice as much as I can. I do the lessons with my students in order to give them value. I record myself to post it on social media in order to help people, because this makes me feel good, It's all connected. So at the end of the day, in my opinion, if you feel like shit or depressed and all of that, your trombone is gonna sound exactly like that. This piece of metal, guys, is just an amplifier of what we are. So this is my opinion. Playing with Joseph Alessi in the orchestra, especially him in the second chair and you in the first, was he giving any notes to you or were you in charge? This was a festival. He was the faculty. I was assistant in that piece, and he was in charge. He was the faculty, and I was there to learn. Basically, my dream was to play with him for many years. I have been listening to him many years playing in the orchestra. He's fantastic. So one of my dreams still was not the tick in the box, was not the check written down. So that was something when I saw the opportunity. Taipei Music Festival and Academy application to play in summer 2025 with Joe Alessi on trombone and Esteban Batayan on trumpet. That was like, okay, I'm going 100% for it. But yeah, in this festival, he was in charge. It's a festival like PMF. It's a festival like Berbieri, UIO, all of these ones. But great experience. If you have, guys, the possibility of checking it out, I strongly suggest you. Jacob, trombone. What do you think are the best places to study in Germany? Germany is, in my opinion, probably the best place in Europe for sure. In the US, I was in New York, but I don't know about the other classes in the rest of the country. But in Europe, I have the feeling 100% yes. I studied in the UDK Berlin for a bit, and I have to tell with literally with no doubts, guys, that is probably the best class in the world in terms of the quality of the players. I mean, there are not many students in the UDK at the moment, not as much as, for example, Hanover or Juilliard or Conservatorium in Amsterdam, for example. But every student there is extremely high quality. At some point, the quality is that great that even there is a Portuguese guy, Pedro Marques, which he's 21 years old. I think even younger than that. He got a position last summer in the Concerthaus Berlin as second trombone, and it was his second or third year bachelor, something like that. So it's ridiculous how good the people is. And then the first bachelor guys there are amazing. Some Portuguese guys and one Spanish-based trombone, really amazing quality, all of them. So I would say if you really want to apply for not only a good place, because in Germany they are the best orchestras, in my opinion, they are the best orchestras. In Germany, musical life and cultural life is quite rich in every sense. So you're not going to have a problem there finding a great conservatory, a great teacher, and many musical opportunities in every sense. Orchestra jobs and all of this, So if you check, guys, MUBAC, for example, this is the platform where you see where all the auditions are available to join. There are most of them in Germany. Every 100,000, 150,000, even less people city in Germany, they have an orchestra, and sometimes it's a really great orchestra. So I would say Germany is great, But my top priorities, my top preferences, as long as I know, UDK Berlin with Stefan Schulz is amazing, amazing. Not only because of the teacher, which is great, also the assistant teachers are also fantastic from great orchestras in Berlin and Hamburg, and also the city. There is Berlin Philharmonic playing there 3 times a week, which is actually a gift to have, honestly. And of course, the environment, the trombone class is when you have really these guys, these young guys and girls that are really reaching their maximum potential, their maximum quality. It's really really difficult. They push you in order to be better every day. So being surrounded by people that is literally many hours a day there in the conservatory practicing and everything, it really really pushes your level to be better. So the environment, the city with the orchestras and the teachers, in my opinion, not only best in Europe, probably best in the world. And then yes, let me tell you the second and third. I I think Hanover is a nice option with Jonas Billund. Amazing teacher, amazing students, really great. And yeah, I would say these two probably in Germany are amazing for trombone to study there. Did you only play so Amon Bolliger says, did you only play classical solo pieces while you were studying, or did you also play those fancier and technical, more complex pieces like Fly or Die, A Breath of Air of Psychedelia? I really like all these virtuosic pieces like Bluebells of Scotland, Sardas by Monty. All of this is something that I really love. I grew up, guys, listening to Jürgen van Ryen and Christian Lindbergh. These two guys, in my opinion, are the best in terms of solo. Of course, I can have one opinion. You guys can have your own favorite trombonist, But uh, basically, I did a bit of both. I never played Fly or Die, for example, but I played Sardas, I played Bluebells of Scotland, Carnival of Venice. So all of these pieces, I really like them, basically. So it's a bit of everything, because in an audition you're never gonna be able to play Bluebells or Fly or Die. Depends which audition and everything, but mostly they ask David, sometimes Grondal or Tomasi, and then alto trombone, Leopold Mozart or Albrechtsberger most of the times. I mean, at least in the auditions that I took part in, but 99% of the times it's gonna be David Concertino. And this is a piece. Of course, it's important to play a lot of pieces from the trombone repertoire in order to expand the knowledge, and in order to play and perform these different composers' styles and everything. That's extremely important. But if you really want to win an orchestra audition, David needs to be 100% there. So now it depends whatever you want to do, of course. You are going, Eduardo Gregorio Pena. You are going to go to IBRAS Congress in Vetera, right? Do you recommend going? 100%, guys. 100%. When I was a student, I was in literally every masterclass, guys, possible. I even took so many flights from where I was to take masterclass somewhere else. So, and this is really great, because not only you know other teachers, really great teachers mostly are in these master classes, and in Vetera IBRAS Congress, they're really great trombone players. But not only that, it's also the environment of the students that they go there to learn from the best, and everyone there is really really active, taking lessons and learning. So this is a process of, doesn't matter, guys, doesn't matter, because you can be in a practice room many hours a day, but of course, but you know how much is gonna open your mind to go to these master classes, congresses, festivals. The experiences that you live there, the people that you meet, I mean, is amazing. So it really changed my life. All of these projects, festivals, youth orchestra projects, master classes, congresses that I took part in when I was a student. I have to say I'm probably the person that I'm right now because all of these experiences, all of these master classes that I took, all of these congresses. So 100%, man, 100%. The practice room sometimes 5, 6, 7 hours a day can feel really really boring. Apart from the, if you stay for many months in a row, you can be a bit frustrated. So it's nice to go out and to live all of these experiences. That's why we do it. It's not the same that I talk to you here on a live and thousands of kilometers of distance from Helsinki to wherever you are, than being in front of you and talking to you and explaining you this same thing face to face, live, listening to my sound live. Is completely different. Nothing beats live. Nothing beats the face to face feeling. Perry Brisite, greetings from the San Francisco Bay Area. Many greetings, Perry, man. I'm a low intermediate player. You really helped me with my warm ups, man. My pleasure. That's why I do it. I like giving you guys value. That's why I do these kind of things. Already 40 minutes talking, almost 40 minutes talking. I could be doing completely something else than this, but there is something here in my mind. It's my consciousness that tells me, man, you studied with the best players, because at the end of the day, this information that I'm telling you guys is the message from the guys that were my mentors for many years. All the things that I know now, I musically and also from these experiences, I got them from the teachers that I had throughout my life. So for me, I feel almost like it's a need for me to share this valuable information to you guys, because some people that can listen to this message, they can really resonate, and literally one sentence can change completely the perspective of someone. So that's why I'm here. I'm only here to help you guys. I'm only here to help you. They don't even pay me for this life. I know many people, they would only do a live asking for money, but I do this because I really want you guys to improve. I really want you guys to do good and to grow and scale as much as you can. And most important, that's why we came here to this world, to make our dreams come true. If I could make my dreams come true, you guys can do it also. I'm not special. I'm not born in a different genetic. I didn't get this just as a gift. I'm just a normal person, trying to help all of you guys. Hanover Jonas Billund. Hello, Alegria. I changed my embouchure this year. Can you give me some tips on the embouchure? Yes, man. This is something that I deal with my students every day. Most of them, or they are changing the embouchure, or they are in the way with me to change the embouchure. And basically, every face of everyone, you have a completely different face than me. You have completely different teeth position than me. You have completely different shape of the jaw than me, different lips. So I would have to see your example, your embouchure, in order to see how you can make it better. But the basic concept that works for everyone is actually that trombone playing, guys, they have lied to us for many years. Trombone playing is not this. Trombone playing is not the lips. Trombone playing is actually the lip corners, and the more strong they are, because look at these guys. I'm not pressing my teeth. I'm pressing the lip corner. Okay. These guys is the base, is the fundamental, is the piece of concrete of your building. Your trombone playing is a tower, guys. Okay, it's a tower with a really nice shape of the building with really nice windows. But if you have a tower with the base of plastiline or a really really weak material, the tower at the end of the day is gonna fall. Sooner than later, it's gonna fall. If you have a great stability, you have a great piece of concrete for your tower is gonna remain tall, high and tall. You know, so this is exactly the same. This works for everyone. Okay, the lip corners needs to be as strong as possible. If you have, man, a question, send me a message on Instagram. And send me a video of your embouchure, and I can try to help you as much as I can. Because I don't know you, I don't know how is the shape of your face, I don't know how is your teeth, the position. So all of this matters. But the basic idea is to actually this this triangle from the lip corners to here. This needs to be strong in order to do anything. Because at the end of the day, guys, your high register, your middle register, your low register is gonna be in great shape because of this. If you look at the best players, Alessi, Jonathan Ramsey, Stefan Schulz, Jürgen van Rijn, they have a really strong embouchure. And this is something you gain over time. It's not something that you change in 1 week or 2 weeks. Hanover Jonas Billund, hi Victor. Yes, pareces otro con la barba afeitada. Yes, I look like a completely different guy. ¿Recomiendas to listen a specific trombonista? Do you recommend us to listen a specific trombonista? Guys, this depends all in you. You have a completely different taste that I have. I'm completely sure. My favorite trombonist is Jorgen, but because I really connect with the way he phrases, the way he shapes the sound and the notes and the phrases, the musicality he has is insane, and this is what I like. But there is some other people that likes more Joe Alessi or Ian Bosfield. So that really depends on you. Joel, what is better, the red or the green, the colors? What is better, red or green? Some people would like red more, some people would like green more. So that really depends on each person. In which way do they help you more than in which way do they help you more than classical pieces? I don't understand the question. Maybe it was related with which no yeah, you mean with the virtuosic pieces. um they don't help less or more. They are actually way more challenging. So then it's more fun to play for me. I like also to play classical pieces, but I'm always a guy that tries to develop and play faster, play higher, all of this. That's why now I have the technique I have, and because I use this concept of 1% better every day. Imagine that these are your limits as a trombone player. This is the maximum you play high. This is the minimum you can play low. This is the faster you can play. This is the slower you can play. So the dynamics, the more forte you can play, the louder, the softer you can play. So this is your limit. If you don't increase every day 1% more and more and more your limits, the limits are going to be the same always. You are not going to improve. But if you do little by little, 1% more every day, playing this exercise that keeps you out of your comfort zone and so on, then at some point, man, sooner than later, you're going to see that your limits are going to expand and you are already here, capable of playing super loud, super fast, with amazing trills, amazing high register, and these are your limits. But if you don't push your limits today and tomorrow and the day after and in 1 week and in 1 month and in 3 months and in half a year and in 1 year, your limit still keeps the same. So that's why I like to play all of these really virtuosic piece, because most of the people, they are afraid to play them because they don't feel comfortable. It's not what they are used to play. I always like to be out of my comfort zone. That's really crucial if you want to reach a great place. These people is constantly developing, trying new things. They never get their limits. They never take their limits for granted. They all are always pushing. Even Joe Alessi, I was with him in Taiwan for 2 weeks. He goes to swim every day, uh, and he does a warm up every day, even with a position for very many years in New York Philharmonic, with a great career as a teacher in Juilliard School, and as a solo trombone all over the world. He keeps pushing, he keeps expanding his limits every day. That's why he's there, basically. In which way? No. Will you be this year in ITF 2026? There is actually something that I didn't announce yet, but uh, I was gonna have. I think I'm gonna have a meeting with the people of Shires in order to join the brand. This is not fixed 100%, so I don't know exactly what is gonna happen. Uh, this year is in Ljubljana, probably, or Serbia, somewhere in Europe, a random place in Europe. But I don't have it 100% sure, but I will see if they invite me, of course. Let's make it happen. But I don't know yet. What do you recommend us in order to get some information, some motivation? Because I'm really tired of praying every single day. Yes, guys. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you what it works for me, and may not work for the rest of the people, but I think is quite a general thing. It's something that maybe some people would not like to understand, but this is something it really worked with me in terms of motivation. I think a person that really has big goals, that really has big dreams, and this fire inside in order to make them happen, in order to make them come true. Okay, I don't take a day off, guys. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. every single day for the last 136 days today. And I did this because this is something that is called discipline. Motivation, in my opinion, comes and goes sometimes. And for me also, some days I don't feel like waking up. But I have here in my head a structure, such a great discipline. And this is like failing to your word. Failing to your word. Before I didn't understand why I didn't have so much confidence on myself, because your confidence on yourself outside of stage, it directly affects your confidence on stage and with the instrument. So everything is related. How you feel here in your body is how you're gonna sound in here. You know, everything is completely connected. So before I was really not confident of myself. Before I couldn't do a live on YouTube just talking about my story and in front of 20 people and everything. I couldn't do that. But this was something I had not confidence of myself, because every time I was telling to myself, man, tomorrow we wake up early and we do gym. I was getting sleeping. I didn't wake up. I prefer to stay in bed. Then you wake up with this regret of, man, another time, you know? So this is the discipline is something that you build every day, and it's something that, man, I'm growing so much as a person. My body is changing, my mind is changing, even my online business is changing. I mean, I have to say, I didn't announce it in public, but I will announce it to you guys. Yesterday, in this month, let's say, I made the same amount of money with my online coaching, helping people from all over the world, than with my job. So not only with this discipline, I grow myself as a better person. Also, the relationships that I was making, they grow to another level, much better real relationships. My online business is growing to another level. My body, the way I feel, my connection with God, all of these things are growing when your discipline and your habits are on point. This is something many people doesn't understand or doesn't want to understand. But this is something if I compare my life with before, drinking alcohol, going to bed late, waking up late, eating shit, feeling bad, I don't want to go back to that life, honestly. I feel so much happier right now. And this is something, it's really easy. It's free to do it, guys. It's not difficult. If you have the right guidance and you listen to the right people, everything, literally anything is possible in this life. So to sum up to you, Joel, motivation is a word that doesn't enter in my brain. I don't have that in my vocabulary. The only word I have, discipline. I said to myself 136 days ago that I was gonna wake up every day at 5 a.m. and I was gonna hit the workout first thing I was doing. Didn't miss a single day. Do you know how much confidence this gives you, Joel, and everyone that is listening? And this confidence that you get of doing this thing, you play later the instrument with way more confidence. It's crazy. Probably some of you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about because you didn't experience it. But the moment that you start this process and you start experiencing it for yourself, suddenly, normally before I was shaking a bit on stage. Some moments, really difficult passages and everything, even in the orchestra with almost 100 people. But now, after 136 days doing this routine, now why not? Why I'm not shaking, man? Sometimes I ask to myself, why I'm not shaking now? Why I'm super relaxed? Or even playing solo, even playing, um, even recording myself. I mean, what I told you, this 3 months ago would have been impossible, or even 4 or 5 months ago. So discipline is the word. Motivation. If you need to be motivated to do something, it means that you don't want it good, bad enough, basically. Next question. Do you know Helge von Nisvan from Konzerthaus Berlin? Of course, I know Helge. He's a really, really great player. He 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 is a teacher in the UDK Berlin also, and I had quite a few lessons with him, 5 or 10 lessons with him. Amazing guy, great player, and a really, really nice inspiration also. All these people that are in the best classes as teachers in the best orchestras, I mean, they all have a really great story to tell and a lot of things to learn from. Which trombone model do you play? This is the trombone model that I play is this Kunan Hoyer slow car model. This is something that not many people plays in the world. I think I only met one guy from the Bern Symphony Orchestra that plays this model. It has a bit of a big bell. It's in the middle way between a bass trombone bell and a tenor, and it works for me. This is the only instrument I played in my life. They gave me this when I was 10, 11, 12 years old. Before I was with a kind of a Chinese one, a Yamaha copy of a Chinese instrument, a Chinese copy of a Yamaha instrument. Sorry, and then they gave me this when I was 12, and But at the end of the day, guys, it's the same with the mouthpiece. This mouthpiece, Bissenbach 5GS, I have been playing this mouthpiece for already all my life, basically. Since 9 years old. Now I'm 27. So basically all my life. And guys, you have to understand something. It's not the arrow. It's not the equipment that you have. It's the Indian that throws the arrow, you know? It's the trombone player. So that's why it's extremely important to have this right, and your trombone is gonna sound great, guys. Trust me. Muchas gracias por compartir tu experiencia. Me gusta mucho tu manera de tocar y la energía y alegría que sale de ti. Alegría lo tengo en el nombre. I have alegría in my surname already, but thank you very much for your message, man. Is it a big problem when you need 2 days for 1%? Sometimes I think I didn't progress on day 1, even though I gave everything, but on day 2, it's a bit better. What is your opinion? Yes, I mean, this is the development as a trombone player or as any musician, brass musician or whatever, is not like this. That you start here and every day you get better. No, it doesn't work like this. There are some periods of my life, even when I was in Berlin studying in the best orchestra academy and in the best trombone class in the world, there are some periods I felt really like I was not improving. I was the whole day in the Philharmonic of Berlin practicing, but I felt like I didn't improve. In fact, I felt that it was going my level less and less every day. So this is something, if to put you an example, the development as a trombone player is something kind of like this. Sometimes high, then it goes low, then it's high, then goes low. It's always like this, But something is clear. If you don't push your limits today, tomorrow is the same limit. So, and if you don't push your limit this week, next week is the same limit. This is information that doesn't come from myself, guys. This is information that I learned from the best musicians, from the best minds, in order to tell you. You know, I didn't invent. This is not my message. Okay, so this is the message literally from the best players and the best minds that I had the opportunity to work with. ¿Cuál es tu planning para prepararte una prueba de orquesta? Which is the schedule that helped you prepare a Probespiel? Yes, I mean, guys, it's extremely important when you have an orchestra audition or an entrance exam for the conservatory or whatever, something like that. It's extremely important that you have always a game plan, always a map. Imagine going, guys, from Miami to New York with a boat, but you don't have a map. You jump in the boat and you go like, okay, I'm gonna go this direction, but you have no idea where you're going. There is a really small chance that you're going to New York, but there is a huge chance that you arrive in Africa or in Australia or whatever, but not New York, not the destination that you wanted to reach. If you have this game plan in front of you every single day, that's gonna be more than enough in order to prepare it. So my schedule, basically, I have this game plan. When is the audition? Which pieces I have to play, and how much time I have. This I have it every day in my stand, and I basically when I was a student, basically the whole day. I sent it to one student. I think my my schedule when I was a student, when I was preparing the auditions. Let me look for it. I sent him the schedule of now as a principal trombone, already with a position fixed, an orchestra position, and then I sent him my schedule when I was in the Karajan Academy, which was, I cannot find it, but it was literally from 8 a.m., 9 a.m. that I was arriving there, spending the whole day there until 8, 9 p.m. Of course, breaks in the middle to take a coffee, to have breakfast, to have lunch, later dinner. Sometimes I go have a walk and listen to a version of a piece or a class with my teacher or whatever, a recorded lesson. All of this, I put it in the same basket as practicing. Sometimes I go to the gym, go to the sauna for an hour and a half, then back to the practice room. But my day, let's say, the spine of the day was basically surrounded by practicing. That was the main thing. Okay. Doesn't matter how much you schedule it. I can tell you exactly my schedule, but we can be here another hour. Basically, we just hit an hour. But basically, surround your day with practicing. That's your main priority. La columna vertebral de tu práctica, that's the priority, bro. In which conservatory in Spain did you study? I didn't study in Spain, man. Whenever I had the chance to go, because I really didn't see myself studying in Spain and living in Spain. I really wanted to go out to see, to discover, to see more world. There is more music, more cultural life abroad, and Spain in that way is a bit limiting. Few orchestras. It's not so the culture. The money for the culture in Spain is not enough, just in general, and not only because of the money, just the education also of the people in order to go to concerts. Here in Finland, there is young people, there is adults, there is uh, old people, all going to concerts because the education here is really, really top, and the musical culture is also really, really high, really elevated. So it's actually I never considered even to study in Spain, even though there are really great teachers, Juan Real in Musiquene, for example, or Dani Perpignan, Jose Enrique Cotoli in Madrid. There are really great teachers, but sadly, and really great players. But sadly, the orchestras and everything doesn't work as good as in the rest of Europe and the possibilities in general. Let's see. I rely on pressure to play trombone, and my hands, lips, and arms sometimes hurts. Are there any suggestions to improve this? Yes, I mean, man, if you don't do sports, do some sports, move your body. Every once in a while, I try to do these exercises. Apart from going to the gym and hitting 10K steps every day, which is really, really healthy and makes my body feel really good. Do these exercises, man, every once in a while. Like don't keep this position, because think about this position. This position, we are with this position for many hours a day, and at some point our shoulder, instead of being back and in a good position, is moving forward and forward, and we end up playing like this kind of. So this is something, man, if you can move your body, you can do some exercise and everything, that will really, really improve your stiffness. Just try to relax as much as you can. Swim. I mean, sometimes hurts. Hands, lips, and arms sometimes hurts. I rely on pressure on my trombone. Yeah. Um, I would say don't try to push a lot. If you are pushing a lot, means that this is not strong enough or the airflow is not consistent enough, basically. Iamari. So try to rely on really having this strong instead of pressuring the whole body and tension in the whole body. Try to rely on this and a lot of airflow, a lot of airflow. If it's really a challenge and it's really struggling, use the play way more relaxed, but use the flatter tone as much as you can. So in this way. That's gonna increase your airflow, and you're gonna rely less on actually putting pressure. Try that, man, and let me know. And guys, we are gonna do, I think, the last question, or one of the few last questions. Is already 1 hour. Where did you live in Spain? I used to live in Santander, man. It's a city with not so much cultural life, not an orchestra, not a not a bachelor conservatory. So really small city, and also with not so many possibilities in terms of studying. So most of my colleagues that we were studying in the conservatory at the beginning, like the pre-bachelor conservatory, we had to go to other places. Most people went to San Sebastian with Juan Real. Most people went to Dani Perpignan in Barcelona, or Zaragoza or Madrid. So that were the main places the people went to. But I really didn't want to stay in Spain, and my favorite trombonist was Jorgen. That was my dream to go there to study. So that was the thing. So guys, thank you very much for this time with you. I hope this was helpful, and I could help you a bit with these questions. I have a brass community. It's only it's few euros a month, literally, and we do this kind of calls every Sunday live with the rest of the guys. We try to improve and grow as trombone players, not only with the instrument, also with the mental part, which is extremely important, and with all of these things, So if you guys would like more one-on-one with me, I also can do that. But this community is really great. The environment is really great, and you get basically my personal phone number, where you can ask me something 24/7. I mean, I didn't have this possibility when I was a student. Someone that played with Berlin Philharmonic for 2 years, as a guest with Concertgebouw Orchestra, with the best trombone players in the world. I studied with the best, and is already a principal trombone of a great orchestra here in the north of Spain. I would literally, would have give so much when I was a student, in order to receive this possibility of having literally the phone number of one of these guys. So guys, thank you very much. I wish you an amazing practice day, and of course, let me know any question that you have. Send me a message on DMs on Instagram, and I will be really happy to assist all of you and try to help you as much as I can. Okay, have a nice afternoon, evening, guys. See you really soon.